We have an undefeated South Carolina team looking for redemption and an Iowa team led by a star unlike any we have ever seen. You could not have scripted a better ending to this magical season.
Clark, oh my, from the future. She has the most ever in a championship game quarter. And Johnson picks the pocket of Clark. What a momentum buster to end the half.
This year's South Carolina team has multiple, consistent, efficient weapons.
Perfection with a touch of sweet redemption. Undefeated South Carolina has won its third national championship. And Caitlin Clark says goodbye in college basketball.
All I have to say is the revenge tour is over.
South Carolina caps an undefeated season with the title a year after stunning Final Four defeat to Caitlin Clark in Iowa that ended what could have been a perfect season. South Carolina finished the job Sunday in historic fashion, becoming the 10th team in Division I history to complete an undefeated season. Here's Dawn Staley and Caitlin Clark after the game.
So I'm just super proud of where I work. I'm super proud of our fans. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's unbelievable.
To be honest, this year was probably more special than last year. You know, the teams we had to go through to get to this point, you know, we won the Big Ten tournament. We lost 2 players that were 3-year starters for our program, and to be back in this position and come out here and battle, I mean, South Carolina is just so good. Like, there's only so much you can do.
All right, Chiney, tell me this. What's the biggest reason South Carolina beat Iowa?
Yeah, wait, actually, first of all, Stephen A., you do look good. I have to say, I do like the suit. Shannon, I like the pattern. You do look good. Y'all started the show by saying, holla at your boy. We all know, based off of the games last night, it should have been, holla at your girl.
Can I do that? Can I do that? Can I do that? Because I slipped. I actually was going to say that. You understand what I'm saying? But they didn't have you on camera. That's why I didn't do it. Holla at your girls. Get you. I'm giving it to you.
You know what time it is? You know what time it is? Sorry, Molly. Now I will answer your question.
Don't apologize.
South Carolina finished with the national championship, perfect, undefeated, because Kamilla Cardoso was unguardable. And this is a team that had a luxury of winning in different ways. They could beat you from the perimeter. They could beat you with your defense. But they really beat Iowa because of Kamilla's dominance at 6'7" at the rim. Let me tell you, every point that she scored in the tournament, 58 baskets, all came into the paint. That's where she did her damage, and we saw that in the national championship game. Now, I've been saying this like a broken record. Drea can just say it for me too at times. Offense sells tickets, defense wins games, rebounding wins you championships. What does she have? 15 points, 17 rebounds, 7 of those offensive. She had emerged during the tournament as their go-to player. There were plays in Indiana, in Oregon State, where she was clapping for the ball, saying, give it to me when times get rough. And in that second quarter, she demanded the ball. She was a beast on the boards, and that's why the Gamecocks got the win.
And with all due respect to the bigs, mind you, we're splitting hairs because we're talking about 2 players that just won a championship. We're splitting hairs here as far as the reason. The reason they won was Raven Johnson's revenge tour. She was on a revenge tour all season long after getting waved off by Caitlin Clark. Caitlin popped off for 18 points in the first quarter. Raven Johnson got that defensive assignment, and it was seatbelt gang from there. This play changed the game, in my opinion. This was with 1 minute and 35 seconds left in the second quarter. Raven Johnson gets a steal, goes for a layup. Raven had 4 steals. Caitlin had 4 turnovers. Caitlin was 3 of 11 from the field with Raven on her. It was lockdown defense. It was beautiful. It was an incredible display of confidence, revenge, reemergence. Raven held it down.
Yeah, and Stephen A. and Shannon, what people don't realize that this was the first time in 25 years that you had the best defense going up against the best offense, right? But most outstanding player, Kamilla Cardoso, but it was really Raven taking over in the second quarter on the perimeter that made that a picture-perfect assignment and overall defensive performance.
And you know the best part for people that haven't been following this team? They're best friends. Like, the team gets along. They love each other so much. They love Coach Staley so much. But Raven and Kamilla are best friends. So for those two to lead the way, they had 2 freshmen that jumped in. So now we're just talking about South Carolina's depth. They just rolled in waves with their skill, their size, and their athleticism.
Coming into the game, I said, listen, when I picked South Carolina and Iowa to meet for the national championship, and I said in order for Iowa to beat them, Caitlin Clark going to have to drop 50, literally. And in the first quarter, when she had 18, I said, damn, she might drop 50. I mean, I was scared because she looked sensational in that first quarter. The rest of the game, 5 of 20 shooting from the field, 12 points, 2 of 9 shooting from threes. Obviously, Raven Johnson had a lot to do with that, so you're absolutely right, Andraya. She deserves credit for that. You're right, Shannon, when you talk about the rebounding, because rebounding delivers championships. 51-29 rebounding advantage. I get it. Cardoso and Kitts alone had 27, which was too shy of the entire Iowa team. So we got to take that into consideration as well. We've got to pay attention to that. For me personally, however, Shannon, Tessa Johnson. That girl came up
real high.
And I mean, 19.7 of 11 shooting, 3 of 6 from three-point range. Even though Cardoso was unstoppable, just too big, too strong, too physical, okay? We saw what they got, had 18 offensive rebounds, for crying out loud. In the end, I still felt like Iowa could have won this game if South Carolina was not going to hit perimeter shots. When Tessa Johnson came in and showed that stroke, I was like, this is a wrap. They got no shot, Shannon, and that's what stands out in my mind, Tessa Johnson.
You're absolutely right, guys, and I want to put a bow on everything you guys said. And please don't take this the wrong way, but size matters. You go with 6'7" Cardoso, and you have Kit, and then you come with Watkins. And so now they're cleaning you up on the gas. So even if I miss a shot, I'm going to get the rebound, double you up in second chance points. And you mentioned Tessa Johnson hitting from the outside. Pow hitting from the outside. Raven Johnson and Bree Hall put lights out deep. You see the difference between what LSU did and what South Carolina did? South Carolina put their most athletic player on Caitlin Clark. What did LSU do? Put their least athletic player on Caitlin Clark. And you see the difference?
Dang, Shannon.
Because they wore. And plus, there you guys go. See, I knew Shanae, I knew you, Andrea, I knew you guys. See, I hated I said it. I knew you guys were going there. But they wore down because we've never seen a player in the women's game bear more of an offensive responsibility than Caitlin Clark. She has to score damn near all their points, and she has to facilitate. And you saw there at the end, Raven Johnson was picking her pockets, something we did not see all year long. They wore her down. And as the game got going, she got more and more frustrated because she knew she didn't have the horses running alongside her that South Carolina did. And I love the way Don Staley, they raced out to a 10-0 lead, and everybody was expecting to say, Don, you going to call a timeout? Don sat there with a Gucci on. Y'all got us in this mess. Get us out of it. I love the way she coached, and her team came ready to play. They came ready to avenge what happened last year, and they left no doubt the Lady Gamecocks are the best women's basketball team in the country.